Just like Tulisile, being cut open and stitched back together is something Spindile Mqadi knows all too well. Living in Mayville with her grandmother, then 15-year-old Spindile gave birth by caesarean section at King Edward Hospital. The year was 2013.
Kunyulwa amanzi ngikhona la ekhaya, kunyulwa amanzi ugogo wamafonele ambulance because bengihlala nogogo la ekhaya. Wafonele ambulance ngahamba ngaye King Edward. Ngakusasa ngomhla ka8 kwafika udokotela kumina wangitshela ukuthi kumele angihlinze. Ngaleso sikhathi ngangina 15. Wathi udokotela kumele angihlinze, ngasayina ke lento wayithe ngiyisayini ukuthi ngihambe ngiyohlinza theater.
A few days after the surgery, Spindile and her son were discharged to recover at home. The very next day, she was rushed back to King Edward. This time, a foreign liquid was coming out of her.
Babuya nodudu omningi ongcolile onuka and iwodi yonke enuka ngalo lo suku lo. So ahamba ayisa ama test lab abuye nawo, mebuya nawo asho ukuthi isibeletho sakho sibolile, kumele sisikhiphe. And ngangizoba na 16, ngangina 16 ngo August 13 ngalo nyaka wa 2014, ngithi 16 iminyaka. So athi mina kumele ukhishwe isibeletho ngoba manje sibolile and mina emqondweni wami isibeletho bengazi ukuthi yini isibeletho, yabo. Bengibuza ukuthi bengasikhiphi kuzowenzakalani, angibuzanga ukuthi yini isibeletho, kodwa ngathi bengasikhiphi kuzowenzakalani, wathi angophinde uhambe noma uzoshona, yabo. Kuyasiphoqa manje ukuthi kube into esiyenza manje. So bangineza iform, bangisayinise enye iform, basi bazohamba bangikhipha isibeletho. Abangichazelanga lutho eningi engazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Angazi noma amaqanda amasakhona noma awekho. You understand? Ngiyeza ukuthi ngikhishwe isibeletho but angazi amaqanda wethu akhona noma awekho.
Not knowing if she would ever be able to have more children, Spindile was eager to go back to school and not think about her ordeal.
Ngabo ma 2014, 2015, there was a khona isikhathi la bengisesikoleni khona and bengibona ukuthi even nasesikoleni angisakwazi ngisho nokufunda because ngibone ngathi sengiyinhlekiso lento yangilimaza kakhulu. High school.
After dropping out at grade 11, Spindile's family tried to get help.
Abantu bebejwela ukuthi hey yazi usho bisengakwazi ukuzala uyiscrap. Ebolonto uyiscrap uyinyumba akakwazi ukuzala.
Nearly 6 years later, she's still angry.
Kubona angazi noma kufikile ngalo ndlela yini. Bona la bekhona banazi ibeletho zabo. Izingane zabo mhlawumbe noma babo zinazi ibeletho. Mina namhlanje anginaso isibeletho. Ubona kusho lutho angiboni ukuthi banendaba naloko.
The public healthcare system was her only option and is a constant reminder of a wound that will stay with her for life. We spoke to gynecologist and retired obstetrician Dr. Chris Archer about Spindile's case. He says C-sections are major surgery.
There is undoubtedly more blood loss because you're making a cut into the abdominal wall. There's an increased risk of infection. There are problems of damage of other organs. I mean, when you're doing the procedure, it does sometimes happen that the bladder might get injured, the ureters might get damaged.
He says the risks involved have led to a number of malpractice cases.
Unfortunately, in a very small number of cases, when you do have to go back and reopen the abdomen, you realize that in fact the uterus itself is so badly infected that in order to preserve that woman's life, you have to do an emergency hysterectomy. And that is obviously for a young woman who's starting out her family is a devastating thing to have done to her.
Spindile, like Tulisile, wants the health department to take accountability.
If a patient has been damaged, and it is through negligence on the part of a carer, then they should be compensated, and they should be adequately compensated.
We contacted Edendale, King Edward and Gray's Hospital for comment. They referred us to the Provincial Department of Health. The KZN Health Department promised to respond to our questions provided the patients concerned gave consent for their medical information to be discussed. But after receiving this consent from one of the patients, they sent us an email saying the department does not divulge confidential patient clinical information. They refute the patient's versions of events.
When we return, this patient went to hospital to deliver a baby and was discharged with a damaged arm.
So what happened? What happened?